shit's in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just tryna be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Tough business being a unicorn. People expect magic at every turn, and if you're Kristaps Porzingis, that is hard to produce when you're still trying to work your way back from an injury, while also trying to tread carefully around the league's most beloved budding prodigy. Things seem like they were about to get even less unicorn-friendly when Luka Doncic got hurt over the weekend. Luka will be out at least a couple weeks, and the Mavericks have a bear of a schedule, starting with last night's game against the Bucks, who were riding an 18-game winning streak. Remember the last time Porzingis faced Milwaukee? He was still back in New York. He went to dunk over Giannis and, yeah, torn ACL. The injury would end up costing KP 20 months and help contribute to Porzingis' divorce from the Knicks. So you wouldn't blame him if just the sight of Giannis was enough to make him break out in hives. But that apparently was not the case. In fact, 6 minutes into last night's game, Porzingis showing zero hesitation, plowing into Giannis to grab a rebound and slam in the put-back dunk. And he only looked more comfortable from there. Watch this in the fourth quarter when he drains a 31-footer right in Giannis's face. Hey guys, like that? Would you like another? Okay. Next possession, Porzingis, basically the logo, the antler, Zach Lowe said. And again, so smooth. It's exactly the kind of play that led Kevin Durant to give Porzingis the unicorn nickname to begin with. Porzingis would end the game with 26 points, 12 boards, and some gritty defense, including this key block on Sterling Brown in the game's final seconds to prevent a Bucks comeback.
That's one thing about having another star besides your main franchise player. That's another thing to have. That's why this team was able to beat Milwaukee, because you got another guy that's an all-star on this team. Luka is a future all-star player, but you got another guy that's there. When he go down, he can step up and help this team win games, and that's what Porzingis did against Milwaukee. Then he had the support cast around him came to play, and that's how they pick up this wins. Everyone contribute. When you got your team doing that, you can hold off and win games until Luka come back.
Yeah, Milwaukee did make a valiant effort to save their streak there at the end. Some smart milking of the clock, some sneaky buckets, including this one from Giannis. The Greek Freak would finish with 48 points, but the rest of the starters, they combined for 23 points, and so yeah, not enough. Personally, I don't think it's a tragedy for the Bucks to pick up the loss here. As fun as winning streaks are, they can also sometimes become a burden, almost like an extra living, breathing thing you have to take care of and worry about. Now, Milwaukee can solely focus on Thursday's upcoming showdown with the Lakers, and the Mavericks, well, they can feel just a little more confident going into this next stretch without Luka. No, they're not likely to win them all or anything, and Porzingis is going to have some more off nights. We all saw how long it took guys like Paul George or Gordon Hayward to get back to being themselves in the seasons after they returned from big injuries. Still, judging from this win over Milwaukee, Porzingis is going to have some on nights too, and maybe just a little bit of magic. So, Paul, do you trust Porzingis to carry the load while Luka is out?
To a certain extent. I mean, like we said, he's coming off an injury. He's going to be inconsistent at times, like he's been all year long. But this is just a glimpse of what his potential was when he played for the Knicks. And he's capable of carrying the offense. Once he's in full rhythm, once, he knows the ball is coming to him, the offense is running through him. If he gets about 5 or 6, 7 more games like this, then I can trust him a little bit more, because then they have a rhythm. He knows they're going to come to him every night, and he can do.
And they know he's going to have some off nights. And that's why they had built a right team around Luka and Porzingis to be like this when you need them. When things happen, you know that support cast will step up. Steph Curry stepped up. Bronson stepped up. Smith stepped up. Powell stepped up. Hardaway stepped up. When you build that type of team around your two stars, and when one will go down and y'all can step up, that's why Dallas is a good team, because they got the players to be able to step up when things happen like this. Like, in case Porzingis do be inconsistent again, it's going to happen because he's still trying to figure out his way on this team, because he's been out for 20 months.
He's capable of it.
I trust their depth. I mean, I trust Porzingis to some degree, but their depth has been one of the biggest stories of the season. Even last night, Seth Curry had 26.
Yep.
DeLon Wright had a big game. Maxi Kleber played well. They're plus 53 for the season with Doncic and Porzingis on the bench, which is a lot. They are killing teams with their bench. Porzingis needed this game because he's had kind of a sneaky, not great shooting season, and the Mavs have been at their weakest when it's just him, no Luka.
Right.
I think maybe this is the beginning of reversing that trend.
I mean, is that a confidence thing too? You talk about getting him in rhythm, knowing that the ball's coming to him. Those are more X's and O's things. But is there a confidence thing too that after you've had an injury like that, you've been out for so long, just trusting yourself a little more?
Absolutely. I mean, when you see him take these shots and hit these kind of shots, you know the confidence is coming. And like I said, the ball is going to come his way now more times than often when Luka Doncic not out there. So he can continue to develop that, because in the long run, this is going to be key down the stretch and as they go to the play.
He know he had to step up in this big game against Milwaukee because he know Luka ain't right there. Yeah, he got the supporting cast around, but it's up to him to take this load, even though he trying to find his way this season. But he know it was time to do that. He know who he's playing against. He know he's playing against one of the top teams in the East, and he had to come out there and be aggressive. And that's what he did. And then you had the guys follow suit with him. When they see him being aggressive, they follow right behind him and they support him. And they got this win because everyone around him played as well as him.
I want to talk about the other side of the game too. As I mentioned, Giannis chipping in 48 points, but the non-Greek freak section of the bus roster, only 68 points and shot only 35% from the field. With the Lakers indeed coming to town on Thursday, Zach, do you think the Bucks were just caught looking past the Mavs? They didn't have Luka, and they sort of were like, okay, we'll get this, and then we'll get on to LA.
I think that's only human nature, right? I mean,
Right.
LeBron's coming, the prodigy, the guy who's taken the league by storm in year 2 is out. You're at home. You start, oh man, we'll get to 20. That'd be kind of exciting, or
Right.
whatever. I think it's only natural. They probably weren't at their full, amped up state.
No, I mean, it's human nature. They're like, look, they're feeling themselves. 18 in a row. We got the Dallas Mavericks, no Luka Doncic. I mean, it's human nature to let your guard down.
Okay, but once you're down, look, they were down double digits. They brought it back to like 3, but then they got down double digits again. They brought it back a little bit at the end. But don't you like...
And that's what happened. You can't look past a team because this is what can happen. You could lose, but it ain't going to hurt them. They the same record as the Lakers, 24-4. They still got the best record in the East. This team is built good, even though Giannis took most of the shots. But you could tell this team don't give up. They was down by big margins of points, and they didn't go. They fought back and almost could have had a 1-point game, could have had an opportunity to win it or put it in the overtime. It shows you what type of team they built around Giannis. They built a solid team around him.
By the third quarter or the beginning of the fourth quarter, be like, oh, we got to put our foot down?
I think when you're so good, especially with the way they're playing, you feel like you can always come back and win. I've been on teams like that.
Right.
We'll be down to 6 minutes to go. I'm like, all right, guys, let's turn it up and win the game.
Right.
In this case, they didn't. But please believe it, they will have no problem getting up for the Lakers.
Well, plus the other Mavericks that the casual fans don't know, they're good.
Right.
Like, so even if you dial in with 16 minutes left or whatever, you're down 12 against good players. It's not easy to come back.
Well, they should know who the other Mavericks are.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So, there you go.
It's a long season.
Yes.
It's a long
and they did almost come back, to your point, right? I mean, there was a couple.
Yeah.
They were free throw away from making this much, 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 much more of an interesting night. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis,